Hi! In this video series I want to show that everybody can create a building like this. My experiences, mistakes and advice coming up now. Bricking is done for now. Next thing is making a wall crown of concrete. Wall crown? A wall crown or ring beam is a layer of armored concrete circling the building at the top of the walls, which holds together the walls under load and stabilizes them. As always with concreting, a casing is needed to make the concrete only go where it should. I'm using a pre-built system consisting of these boards. The form boards are set flush with the walls, which reduces the amount of concrete needed. They are not removed after concreting, instead acting as a primer for the later plastering. These boards consist of cement-bound wood chips, so there is no glue, possibly containing synthetic solvents or binding agents needed, which makes it an ecologically good solution. These brackets should hold the boards in place. I'll give it a try. Okay, the first one is up. I had to help it a little with the angle grinder, but it seems to keep up. On the top side, the boards are also held together by similar brackets, which means that the cutouts have to match on both opposite boards. So the boards have to be cut accordingly. This doesn't fit, would have been almost too much luck. The boards can allegedly be cut just like wood. Let's check if that's true. Should be fine, so up it goes.
So, das sollte jetzt ganz gut passen so.
Okay, that should work. Both ends meet with the corners and the overlap, just with the bricks, is sufficiently big. This wall's done, next comes the side walls over there. Here the bricks are cut in steps. In order for the form boards to sit tightly on the wall, I'll cut a notch along the side of the walls. For the right alignment, I need a straight line between the corners, which is best made using a chalk line.
Mit einer Schlagschnur.
Load it. Attach the one end. Align the other one with the mark, and I got myself a perfectly straight line to comply with when cutting the notch. The notch I'm about to cut will go 3.5 centimeters into the wall, which is also the thickness of the form boards. Okay, in and outside are notched, so I can mount the casing here as well. In the corners, the boards have to be cut at an angle in order to get them to meet tightly. I've got no device for transferring the angle, but it should also work without. The inclination angle of the wall can also be found in this corner of the board, being 7 degrees. There's a right angle here, and I know that the boards are 25 centimeters high, so I've got everything I need to calculate how far from the edge I should make the cut. So here's 7 degrees, that's a leg, and that's a leg of the triangle, so I can state tangent 7 equals the number I'm looking for over 25 centimeters.
Durch diese Seite nämlich 25 cm sein. Und aus dem kann man schon ganz leicht sehen, dass...
And now it's easy to see that I just have to multiply tangent 7 by 25 centimeters to get x.
Mal ausrechnen.
On this bevel, setting the brackets requires cutting a notch for them into the bricks in between, unless you find a good spot, like here. The southern wall will carry most of the load of the roof, so the beam beneath should be placed accurately horizontally. Here I'm roughly setting the one end of the tube water level, keep it shut when carrying around, align it accurately with the mark, and transfer the level to the other side. 2 people would of course be even faster. Next, I can use the same mark for transferring the level from the inside to the outside of the wall.
Los geht's.
It's a few hours later, I've been in town making music, but now to continue with the next wall. The walls are ready. Before we can pour in the concrete, I yet have to build in a reinforcement so that the concrete becomes armored. For this I'll use these iron bars, which should be placed a few centimeters from the edges inside the concrete. Hence there are these frames in the corners of which the bars can be attached. Furthermore, it's important that the metal bars overlap where they meet along the walls or at the corners of the wall crown. That's the right length, and I need 4 of those. Okay, this looks about right. ready for the armoring. Points deduction. Fast. So what's left? The reinforcement has yet to be fastened with wire. For this I'll use these pieces made simply of annealed wire, which is easier to bend, and in this case it does not have to be zinc coated because inside the concrete there's no oxygen to rust from. My wife already cut them for me to size, so I simply take one piece at a time, bend it to the letter U, and put it around every crossing between bars and frames and where the bars meet.
Außerdem auch an den Ecken, wo die Stahlstangen zusammenkommen. Einfach
put the wire underneath, twist it in place on the upper side using some pliers.
Mit der Zange festdrehen.
This procedure, I calculated it about 160 times. The wall crown is finished, needed 5 people, about 3 hours and a decent meal for everybody. I was recommended a 2025 concrete, which relates to the hardness of the dry concrete and is a good choice for steel armored concrete. This came out to about 260 kilograms of cement, which is 1 cubic meter of concrete. The gravel grains have had a 16 millimeter diameter at most. For the next days, I will make sure for the casing not to get too wet until the purlins for the roof will be set up. Then it's on to timbering. Until then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Ciao!